Hello, this technical demonstration of my website. This is the website is called the Samurai Culture. This is the homepage. As you can see, there's a navigation bar with hover effects as well as transformation effects, which I'll get to later. This is an introduction. It basically talks about a small welcoming statement to the homepage and basically a small glancing over by the Japanese most famous culture, which is the samurai culture. Here is a small quote about the samurai culture as well as the parallax scroll images. This is a flip card image about the samurai armor and the samurai food. This is a small introduction to what the problem is, and this is in connection to the unit title and basically why I made this website. Here is a small introduction about and a small brief about what the problem is, how it is affecting the Arkham society and how it is affecting the Arkham school and why this website was developed to develop international mindedness. Here is another samurai quote as well as a background, another file-like scroll image. This is six images in a 3x3 grid. In a 2x3 grid, sorry. And then finally, here is a small welcoming statement, a small brief about the samurai culture. Here is another parallax scroll image and another quote. And finally, here's the main video. It is 3 minutes long and talks about how globalization is affecting the samurai culture and is a result reducing international mindedness.
The year is 1642 in feudal Japan. That number is down to
the video can be enlarged and the audio can be reduced or increased. It has playback speed functions as well
20.
as finally
and sets like these
picture.
have become.
Here's a welcome statement. Here's a final welcome, and we move on to the traditional aspects page. This page was created using these codes over here. To add the parallax scroll images, I used BG image 1, BG image 2, BG image 3, and BG image 4. I use background image URL tags to input the background image. I use background position, background attachment, opacity, and background size cover to add the parallax effect. I used the span class to add the different captions and different subtitles. This was the tags I used to make the navigation bar, which were href and the li tag. I then created a CTA div class tag to style the navigation bar. These are all the styles that I used. I used box shadow black so that once when hovered, the box would turn black. And the box shadow, as you can see, that little layer down there is also black. Additionally, yeah, so this is what I was talking about here. Upon hover, the navigation bar will turn black. And finally, these are the codes that I use to style the navigation bar. Moving on, we have the traditional page. And as you can see, there's a transformation effect. Upon click, you can see that the black also turns a bit to gray. That was the effect I was talking about. This is the traditional aspect page. There's a marquee, which is a samurai quote and then here's an introduction to the page. It basically talks about what the page is about. For example, here's a marquee by Ken Pachizaraki, who was a famous samurai warrior. This is another quote from the samurai culture, as well as a parallax scroll image. This is the values of the samurai, which is a small brief, a 1x3 image grid, and finally a video about the samurai values. Once again, they can also be played in picture. The playback speed can be adjusted and so on. This is another quote by the samurai and a parallax scroll image. Here is the samurai legends such as Miyato Miyashi, the Tale of 47 Ronin, and Tomogozen. These are the pictures. This is the 47 Ronin, this is Tomogozen, and this is Miyato Miyashi. You can see him because he has the two swords. This is another final samurai quote, as well as parallax scroll image and belief of the samurai. And the final thank you. To add to arrange all the images in one row, I use these codes and the box sizing code. This allowed me to arrange all of them in the same column and same row. Additionally, to add all of the information, I used P, bold, underline, and BR. I used underline and bold to add the subtitles, which you can see here, and mainly P to add the content. Moving on, we have the artistic page. On this page, again, there's a small introduction. There's again another marquee over here. To add the marquee, I used this tag here, just below the navigation bar. Yeah, I use this tag right here just below the navigation bar. Moving on this page, you can see food of the samurai, such as the deep fries. These are images of the food, for example, tempura, sashimi, and all of these foods are talked about here in these paragraphs, as well as the language of the samurai, for example, arigato gozaimasu, which means thank you, kinishinade, which means have no fear, or gambarimasho, which means I will devote myself. Finally, here's another parallax scroll image, and here's the music of the samurai. And this is one of the changes that I made from Amazon weaponry to music. This is the koto. This is the shakuhachi, and this over here is the shamisen. It is written in italics here as an image caption annotation. And finally, here's a clip of the samurai language as well as the shamisen.
ちは血気盛んだ。燃える。
Moving on, this is a thank you. And finally, to add the image, I use the tag video as well as a few adjusting tags to make sure that the image would fit in the dimensions of the page. Here, the tags I used are height at 430 and width at 100%. Moving on, we have the final page, which is a contacts with this, a contact or credits page. On this page, there's again a marquee. There's an introduction to the page, summary quote, summary, as well as this product scroll image. Here's a small conclusion that wraps up all the information on the in the website and gives a small, very undetailed explanation, because I made it as undetailed as possible to encourage viewers to read more about the website. This is another. And now finally, we arrive at the sign up sheet. Here, people can type in their first names, for example, as well as and they can sign up for the Samurai, the Arkham Samurai Club. They can also leave comments. They can type anything they would like. They can do a remember me option. Without it, they can press cancel. They can sign up as well. And the sign also has a hover effect. And finally, this is the last thing. And we have a small introduction on why you should become a Samurai Club member. And our last ditch conclusion about the issue about urbanization and how it is affecting international mindedness. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed. To add these features, I used the placeholder tag. This is the tags that I used to make the sign up sheet. I use placeholder to add the elements such as add first name, add last name, grade, and email. I then use input tabs so that people could type. I then used Texera so that people could make comments, and I used image float so that the text would float to the side of the images, as you can see here. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed.